Hi everyone, today is Easter, April 17, 2022 in the US. Went to St. Patrick Catacomb in New York City in downtown Manhattan. So first we have to buy this ticket. It costs $37. Jadi kita harus beli tiket seharga $37 kalau kamu mau ngikutin tour ini. Lalu tour leadernya bakal kasih explanation and a short history. So the tour guide will give you short history and then explain before we went down to the underground catacomb. So here's the thing that I can record because we cannot really record this. We can take photo but we cannot record. Enjoy.
Right down there, about 6 months ago, there was a huge major rainstorm, and a crypt over there had a cave in. I brought a movement one day, and I was like, oh. So we no longer bring groups of borders here down. But we're here to talk about the venerable Kirti song. And as I said at St. Again, welcome to that, and we're bothered by my choice of words, the cemetery was here first. So the oldest graves are from 18 burials if you want something to last over time. I cannot accurately tell you how many people are buried here. There are too many headstones that have crumbled down to nothing over the years, and I don't actually have full access to the church's earliest records. But something I can tell you is there's a bunch of Catholics in this group. Is anybody familiar with an organization called the Hibernians, the Ancient Order of Hibernians? All right, they're an Irish Catholic counterfraternal order. One of the things they do every year, right before Christmas, is have people go around the country and put wreaths on the graves of everyone who's ever fought in an American war. It's called Wreaths Across America. And if you come here at Christmas time, 90% of these headstones have wreaths. These are people who fought in the Revolutionary War and the War of 1812. That is the time period when a lot of people fought. And that is still not my favorite thing about the cemetery. What I consider the coolest thing about the cemetery is actually the thing that everybody can or not, more a brick wall all around. Because here's the thing. When this was a British colony, Catholic worship was outlawed, like I said. A lot of that anti-Catholic feeling held into the new country of America. So if you're counting between the cities of Boston, Philadelphia, and New York, over a dozen Catholic churches were burned to the ground by nativist anti-immigrant mobs between the years of 1800 and 1834. The Hibernians that I just mentioned, they used to be a militant order of Irish Catholics whose job was the defense of churches and priests. And they built this wall as a defensive structure so they could actually help them to repel attacks. It was built under the direction of a particular priest that I will say a lot more about in a little bit. Now, the lighter buttresses every 10 feet we're talking about, those are more recent. In 2013 until 2015, the church had a big restoration where they essentially shut down services for 3 years and just doing a lot of fixing up around the place. I'm going to bring this up a lot. And the first of those fixes were these. As you can see, the wall is starting to sag in spots, and they're holding it up. Now, I want to talk a little about how this area has changed since then, and I will do that by talking about movies. Please raise your hand if you're familiar with a Martin Scorsese film called Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
Seen Gangs of New York? Good. So, for those who have not,
Leonardo
Gangs of New York is a movie made about a neighborhood called the 5 Points. And the 5 Points was essentially the poorest, most dangerous slum in the city through most of the city's history. Charles Dickens once visited New York, and according to Dickens, the 5 Points of Manhattan was more dangerous than the industrial slums of London. So, USA, you got it? The reason I'm bringing this up, all right, just to catch you up a little bit, the cemetery was established in 1803. The church opened up in 1815, and the wall all around it is a structure built in 1834, back when Catholic churches were being regularly attacked. Ever seen the movie Gangs of New York? All right, that's what you want to be thinking about with this wall. But the reason I'm bringing the 5 Points up is because we're not far from it. The 5 Points was where Chinatown is today. We're talking like a 10-minute walk down the road. So while this wasn't exactly part of that, this was absolutely one of the poorer neighborhoods in the city through most of the city's history. Today, this is one of the most expensive parts of town. This area is now known as Nolita, and Nolita means north of Little Italy, and that is a name that a real estate company made up. So we're clear, most of the cutesy neighborhoods in New York are real estate firms trying to rebrand some part of town. But I'm going to show you my favorite example of this changing real estate market. That building opened up in 1822. It was the first Catholic orphanage and the first Catholic school in New York City. The orphanage was founded by Mother Elizabeth Ann Seton. To anybody who doesn't know the name, Seton was the first American-born citizen to be canonized as a Catholic saint. She died the year before the orphanage opened, but she had it built. The orphanage closed in the late 19th century, but the school kept going till 2010. That was Scorsese's school. This was Scorsese's church. The school closed in 2010, and it has become one of many historic buildings in the city where they basically kept as much of the outside as they could, and the whole inside became luxury condos. So the church kept a few rooms for classes and prayer groups. The left side of it is all 3-bedroom condos have sold for about $7 million apiece. The top 2 floors of the middle section is a 5-bedroom condo that sold for $14 million, and the whole right side is a 3-story townhouse which sold for $24.5 million. And again, that is a building that began as an orphanage in one of the... And what that means is that he's servicing a lot of the wealthiest women in the city. He's bringing in so much money doing it, his owner actually let him keep a percentage of the money he was bringing in. When his owner, he's saving up. His owner died, he had the opportunity to buy. He took the name Toussaint for himself. Toussaint had been one of the heroes of the Haitian Rebellion. Paid for this building. When he got his freedom, people said to him, "What are you?"
So the catacomb is actually underneath the church. It's like the basement of the church, and it's been renovated. So it's not a dirt road anymore. It's with tile and marble. So it's very clean. It's just very modern. So it's not really like what you expect like in the catacomb in Paris. But hey, it's pretty much entertaining. So it's not that bad, huh? It's spooky, but it's not, because it's very clean and it's very organized. So yeah, so if you want to visit, it's $37 for now, as per today, 2022. And you can give tip and buy the souvenir. Thank you for watching.